Ahsoka is a show that recently came out, and according to Disney+, it's a show about Ahsoka, a former Jedi Knight who is investigating an emerging threat to a vulnerable galaxy. Episode 1, Part 1, is called Master and Apprentice. The beginning starts with this master and this apprentice boarding a New Republic ship for the purposes of rescuing Morgan Elsbeth, a Night Sister who somehow has information on where Thrawn is located. Morgan says that the Jedi who captured me seeks the map, and she knows about Thrawn. This is a reference to an episode in The Mandalorian where Ahsoka defeats Morgan and commands Morgan to tell her where Thrawn is. Morgan presumably tells Ahsoka where the map is located, which is what leads Ahsoka to the planet of Arcana, where she discovers a map that will give a location to where Thrawn is located. Morgan reveals later that in the story, she is able to communicate with Thrawn in what I would call a telepathic communication. She says that she is able to communicate with Thrawn across time and space. Let's pause here and examine this information. We are already running into a few issues here because the opening text says that rumors are spreading of Thrawn's return. Ahsoka presumably hears about these rumors, which is what somehow led her to Morgan Elsbeth. How Ahsoka was able to learn that Morgan was the person she should look for to learn about the map to Thrawn is not explained in detail. We must assume that Ahsoka somehow learned that Morgan was the person she needed to see. The rumors are also incredibly frustrating because, as far as we know, Morgan is the only person Thrawn is able to communicate with across time and space. And if that is the case, then the only way these rumors could have spread would be if Morgan did it on purpose. Some people might come to the show's defense and say, well, of course Morgan would spread these rumors because the opening crawl says that these rumors of Thrawn's reappearance would galvanize Imperial remnants and start another war. Obviously, Morgan would want to galvanize the Imperial remnants. This would be a horrible argument to make. If it is true that Morgan spread those rumors herself, then it would also galvanize the New Republic to find Thrawn as quickly as possible. I find it implausible that Morgan would make such a stupid decision unless the writers really do believe that Morgan is dumb enough to spread rumors, create an obstacle for herself, and then retrieve Thrawn. It's like these writers are taking notes from Episode 9's horrible writing. Remember that opening, where Palpatine literally broadcasted to the galaxy that he had returned? What Morgan would actually do is not allow a single rumor to spread of Thrawn's return, gather her forces, retrieve Thrawn before the New Republic was aware of it, and then they would have a significant advantage in overthrowing the New Republic. Another objection that I imagine someone will say is, what if Morgan isn't the only one who has communication with Thrawn? What if Thrawn communicated with another person through time and space, and that person spread rumors of his return? No, that's not plausible either. We've heard numerous times that Thrawn is a brilliant strategist, and I find it incredibly unlikely that a man like him would risk communicating through time and space with multiple people because he would want his return to remain as confidential as possible. He would communicate with one person he trusted, if any. If in the series it's revealed that Thrawn has communicated with multiple people besides Morgan, then it will be another example of bad writing for the sake of a story. That being said, this is probably where a lot of people would ask me, why is it bad writing? Isn't it possible that Thrawn would make a mistake in trusting the wrong people? I'll reply to that question with this answer. There's a difference between what is possible and what is reasonable. Anything is possible, but is it reasonable that Thrawn would make a mistake in trusting the wrong people? It is not reasonable for Thrawn to make a mistake like that. I agree that characters and stories can make mistakes, but any mistake that appears in a story should be the result of a character making decisions that fall in line with that character's personality, background, and intelligence, not because of the writer's laziness. Luke Skywalker would not make the mistake of trusting Darth Sidious because Luke was taught by both Obi-Wan and Yoda to avoid the path that leads to the dark side. It is within Luke's character to trust both Ben and Yoda, as well as the rebels he has come to know. Similarly, in the Rebel series, Thrawn made it clear on a couple occasions that he anticipated failure from his underlings. His trust in them to succeed was extremely limited. A character like that would not choose to trust anyone any more than he had to. This is why I say that it would be out of his character to reveal his plans or communicate with anyone other than Morgan, if any at all. Now, let's say that I was going to give this show the benefit of the doubt, and these rumors about Thrawn were somehow spread by somebody else, other than Thrawn or Morgan or anyone on the Empire side. Who then would have spread these rumors? Isn't it obvious? I can hear a few people saying. Ezra would contact somebody telepathically, just like Thrawn, and the person Ezra contacted would spread those rumors to prepare the New Republic. No, that is also a bad explanation. If Ezra contacted anyone telepathically across time and space, that person would not risk the Empire learning that Thrawn is still alive. Instead, that person would not allow a single rumor to spread of Thrawn's return, gather their forces, retrieve Ezra, and then they would all have a significant advantage in destroying the last remnants of the Empire. If this show were accurate to Star Wars canon, Thrawn would not be able to communicate telepathically with anyone. Some people might object to what I'm saying and remind me that Luke was able to communicate with Leia telepathically. That's how she knew to return to Cloud City and rescue him. And they might insist that Thrawn is simply doing the same thing. No, he is not. This is a false equivalence. Luke and Leia are Force sensitive and also have an established emotional connection, not only as brother and sister, but as friends. The emotional connection is a very important factor because Darth Vader was able to sense that Obi-Wan Kenobi was aboard the Death Star, but was unable to sense that there was any kind of connection between him and Leia despite being in the presence of his own daughter. Thrawn, as far as we know, is not Force sensitive. Neither does he have an emotional connection with Morgan Elsbeth, as far as we know. But I'm sure that the show will find some way to figure out a way that Thrawn can somehow magically contact Morgan. If I may make a bold prediction, I don't believe this show will be any better than any of the previous Disney Plus shows because whoever is writing Ahsoka is determined to sacrifice internal consistency on the altar of spectacle. What did you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Are you worried about the future of Star Wars? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. If you're watching this and you disagree with me, then I have the utmost respect for you for watching a video from a person that you disagree with. On a personal note, I've been a fan of Star Wars for my whole life. You know, they're some of my favorite movies because I really do believe, like the original trilogy, for example, is extremely well written. You know, the majority of it is incredible. And it has made me very sad as I become older to see such a wonderful franchise be treated with such little regard. Now, it's about time that I wrap up this video. I hope that all of you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you later.
You put on a good show, but I don't buy it.